initial thought.
It's hot and everyone's going to be really sweaty before we even get in. Everyone's just going to glide past each other because they're so sweaty.
The grease pigs.
Grease me up, woman. Were you tempted to move away from the Master Chief story at all? Like start somewhere fresh in the Halo universe, or did you just want to keep going with Master Chief?
So for us, the Master Chief is so important as a character, and when we started on the game, a lot of us were just really kind of fascinated by the idea of what happened to the Master Chief. When we last saw him, he was nearing this planet. What would happen when he arrived there, and that became kind of the jumping off point and the inspiration for the main campaign story. But I think the other thing that's interesting is when the campaign is done, we have a continuing story that takes place in our multiplayer experience, and a brand new experience called Spartan Ops that sort of allows you to continue playing the game for an entire season across 10 weeks and 50 different missions. So we're kind of continuing Master Chief's story, but also establishing new characters and new storylines as well.
Do you think with the similarities of Halo and another well-known Bungie franchise, the Marathon series, have you ever thought about linking the two at all, or is it just two self-contained universes?
So, I mean, the Halo universe, I think, is a rich universe that is self-contained, and so we want to make sure that we're always consistent with the canon of that universe. And as we're developing Halo 4 as a game experience, we're thinking about how do we surround that with deeper fiction that continues to expand that universe and give you different possibilities and ways that you can interact with it. And one of the big things that we're doing in that regard for Halo 4 is we actually have developed a live-action digital series called Halo 4 Forward Unto Dawn that explores some of the backstory of one of the new characters in Halo 4, Thomas Lasky, as well as the Master Chief. It sort of goes back 30-some years in history and tells a brand new story in a live-action format, which is really cool. Something we're excited about.
Awesome. We've seen Cortana acting a bit more frantic and a bit more crazy in some of the trailers. Did you want to explain what's going on there? Does that relationship affect her and Master Chief at all? Like, do they start, fighting, bickering, that sort of thing, or is it?
Yeah, I mean, so one of the things in Halo lore is that smart AIs have a 7-year lifespan, and then after that they start to break down and they become rampant. And so Cortana at the beginning of our story is 8 years old, and so she's actually dealing with this rising rampancy, and it's something that becomes an obstacle for her and Chief to overcome, and kind of more of a personal side of the story that's set against the backdrop of the larger epic action adventure with galactic stakes. So that story was really important to us. It was something that we wanted to tell, and it was just a matter of finding the balance between those two stories, which is a big part of our campaign.
With the Forerunners a bit more in the foreground at the moment, in the new one, do you go into the backstory a bit more to explain where they come from and a bit more of their history in this one?
Yeah, Forerunners play a big role in Halo 4, and a lot of what we're doing is exploring Forerunner culture, Forerunner history, and that led us to the introduction of a whole new enemy class in the Prometheans, and that was important not only from a narrative standpoint because we were so interested in sort of Forerunner history, but also from a gameplay standpoint. It completely changes the gameplay and forces players to kind of evaluate tactically things on the battlefield in a completely different way, and sort of combats a lot of the familiarity for those players who have been playing Halo for some time. If they're really familiar with the Covenant, now here's a brand new enemy and a brand new challenge that kind of ups the ante a little bit. As well, by introducing a new enemy, we're introducing new tools, new weapons, new abilities, and so all of the different things and the possibilities that you can do on the battlefield are kind of expanded as well, which is, I think, really important.
With the multiplayer, it ties into the story that we've heard, like you were saying before with Spartan Ops, but also the actual, competitive multiplayer. We actually have a reason as to why Red and Blue are fighting each other. Did you want to explain that a little bit?
Yeah, so with multiplayer in Halo 4, we've created a new experience called Infinity Multiplayer. And basically there's a ship called the UNSC Infinity that's introduced in our campaign, and that becomes the setting for our multiplayer experience. So as a player, you enlist aboard the Infinity and you create your own Spartan warrior, and then that Spartan can be taken into either war games, which is our competitive side, and that's basically Spartans in training in simulated combat, getting ready and preparing for live combat drops. And then we have the Spartan Ops experience, which is the continuing episodic delivery of story and mission content over an entire season. So, you know, making the decision to connect the multiplayer experience to campaign through story was a big deviation from the way things have been in past Halo games, but it was something that we thought really made sense given the importance of story in our universe.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to doing the multiplayer. A lot of questions, because we got our members and fans to send questions in. We were doing Monday night Halo fights for a fair while with Halo Reach, and we loved playing Speed Halo. I don't know if you've seen Speed Halo or heard of it at all. They wanted to know, will we be able to play Speed Halo in this one?
So I haven't actually seen Speed Halo specifically, so you're gonna have to explain it a little bit to me.
Well, Speed Halo, it's made with Forge obviously, but it's an infection game type. There's one zombie in this tunnel, and the tunnel's probably like that. And the Warthog can't gain traction, so you keep going faster and faster, and there's a teleporter at the bottom, takes you up to the top. So you keep gaining speed, and the only way a zombie can kill you is in the Warthog with a grav hammer. And it just gets really, really frantic and that sort of thing. So I guess to elaborate on that question a bit more, are the Forge options and that sort of thing back?
Yeah, yes they are, and I've actually played that game. I didn't know what it was called, but I did play around with that, and it was a lot of fun. Yeah, there's no reason why you can't recreate Speed Halo in Halo 4. You know, we have a ton of Forge support. We have 3 different Forge maps, Forge spaces that we're releasing with the game. And we've made a lot of improvements to the forging capabilities just to make things easier to create, you know, new experiences and new maps. So yeah, absolutely, that is something that you can recreate in Halo 4 and should be able to leverage all the improvements that we've made to Flood mode, which is kind of a reinvention of Infection.
And last question, if you could describe Halo in 4 words, what would they be?
Epic, sci-fi, awesome action. I don't know.
No, that's good. Well, thanks for joining us. And yeah, really looking forward to the game. As a big Halo fan, it's going to be on my, day one get list. But yeah, thanks for watching, and hope you enjoy.
Awesome. Thanks for having me, guys.
I was put into service 8 years ago. AIs deteriorate after 7.
I will not allow you to leave this planet!
I have long dreamt of this day, Reclaimer.